Ravens flock. The flock rundown is the place to be. My man Ryan has been a lifelong Ravens fan since he was born. So I'm telling you now, it's about to go down. The podcast, the flock rundown. Ravens, baby. Nothing gets better than waking up and wondering how high we can fly. Tune in.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed.
Appreciate you, Ray. What's up, Ravens fans? My name is Ryan, and welcome back to another episode of the Flock Rundown. So, former Raven, Michael Oher, we all remember the Blindside movie and the wholesome story, has filed a petition in Tennessee court against his adopted family because they never adopted him. It was all a lie. And this ESPN article was by Michael Fletcher. He broke the story and wrote this ESPN article. It's a great read. He's alleging that less than 3 months after he was 18 and they brought him into the home, they tricked him into signing a document where they can make the business decisions for him and use his name and likeness to make money. They then strike a deal to sell the story to Hollywood. A lot of us have probably seen the movie Blindside. Sandra Bullock's in it. It was a big film at the time. It grossed $300 million. And his alleged family struck a deal to get lifetime royalties from this that pays them and their biological children, but they never paid Michael Oher a dime. There's some disgusting people in this world who are just purely motivated by profits, and they let their greed drive every decision in their life, and this is a prime example of that. This dude in this photo knows. Look at him looking like, yo, what are we doing? And then his wife is just putting on a show. And it's really crazy that Michael found out this year. In February of 2023, he found out that he's not legally a part of this family and has led him to file this lawsuit of, I was tricked. After I was 18 years old, I thought I was being adopted. I thought I was signing adoption papers. Now, I wish he would have had better representation or any representation that could have read through that document and assisted him through this process to probably see, hey, this is what they're doing. You're actually not being adopted by these parents at all. You're just giving your business rights away to them. And unfortunately, he didn't read through that or wasn't aware that that's what that was. So they did trick him, I'm sure. And they took advantage of his talent, his size, and his ability to go make money on the football field, and used him to set their family up and never paid him a dime. Now, he made some money in the NFL, but that movie grossed $300 million and they get lifetime royalties from it. And Michael Oher doesn't get anything when the entire movie's about his story. Unbelievable, man. It's disgusting. Now they're not returning the calls. They're probably not going to want to obviously talk about it at all. I'm not surprised. But they're going to have to go to court. It'll be really interesting to see how this plays out. Did they technically break the law? What exactly are the details of that contract and how it was presented to him? And clearly this was the family's goal and mission the entire time. I mean, they never officially adopted him. They struck up a contract that only benefited them. He gets no royalties. If you were looking out for your adopted son or someone that you truly cared about, he would be included in the deal. I'm not saying it's unfair for the family to get anything. They brought him into their house. They paid for all the food and gave him a place to live and paid for tutoring and helped him for a few years for sure. It might make sense to have a conversation with Michael Oher like, hey, we have these opportunities in front of us. Let's go into business together. You know what I mean? We'll negotiate everything and handle everything, but you're going to get paid fairly as well. Like, he should be making what they're making. It's his story. But the fact that they tricked him into thinking he was signing adoption papers, which is what it seems like this story is alleging, and what he's going for is that he was tricked into signing a contract that only gave them the right to do business deals for him and use his name and likeness to profit. And they did that and never included him at all. And that's crazy. I will never be so profit-driven that I'm sacrificing real relationships. But I guess they didn't view it as a real relationship. They viewed it as a business relationship. Hey, we're going to bring this athlete into our house for a few years and make money off of him. And we'll give him a home. But it's so unfair that they didn't include him on that business deal. This is his story. This is his name and likeness. This story just broke today and really, really hit me. Obviously, I'm a Ravens fan. I run this Ravens channel. Michael Oher was drafted by the Baltimore Ravens. And so many of us have seen this Blindside movie and was inspired by Michael Oher's story. Still am inspired by his story, you know what I mean? What an accomplishment for him to get to the league. But, man, his alleged adopted parents are a piece of work. And I hope Michael Oher can get everything he deserves. I'm interested to see how this plays out, to get more details. I'm sure a lot more information is going to come out, but I wanted to get on here and talk about it and talk with you guys because this story is really interesting, and it really bothered me, to be honest with you, that people are just taking advantage of other people like that. And I know it goes on, obviously, and so many people are selfish and for themselves and, you know, just purely profit-driven and all about money. So I'm not shocked that someone would do this in this world, but this story just hits home because we were involved in it. You know, I was inspired by this story. I was actually celebrating this family for taking Michael Oher in and giving him everything he needed so that he could go succeed. I didn't realize they were only doing this to get a business deal for themselves secretly without even including Michael Oher. I mean, that's just insane. You couldn't include him? He can't be making what you're making? That just blows my mind that you were so greedy that you're like, we're going to do this just for us, and we're not giving Michael anything, even though the entire story is about him. A lot of people that have a lot of money still aren't happy. And being happy and loving your day-to-day and being excited to wake up in the morning and live life is life. Just enjoying the journey, enjoying the day-to-day. You can have goals and you can work and get money so you can experience other things for sure and take some stress off your back. And I'm not saying money isn't needed at all, but only chasing that and sacrificing everything else is empty. And when you get to that destination, you'll realize that. I'm sure deep inside their brain, whether they want to talk about it or not, they know that they're doing something wrong, right? That feels wrong. There's no way that they're just like, yeah, we got them. We got one over on them. They might act like that, or maybe that's what on the surface they're representing, but there's no way deep inside here that you don't realize you did something wrong. So we'll see how this plays out. Hopefully Michael Oher can get everything he deserves. What an interesting story. Crazy news. I had to get on here and make a video. We got training camp practice going on as well. I'll have another video recapping the practice and who might have returned, J.K. Dobbins. But I appreciate you guys tuning into another episode of the Flock Rundown. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys next time.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed.